I woke up to a couple of early morning calls missed on my mobile, and it was the fraud police.
Hundreds of miles from Westminster, politics and power exist away from the glare of the national spotlight.
I was frustrated.
This man ran Labour's local election campaign in the northeast town of Redcar. Just over a week before polling day, fraud police arrived on his doorstep and said they were investigating his campaign leaflets.
2 plainclothes policemen came into my front room. I was sat down. I did feel a little bit imposed on because they were stood up. I did feel interrogated slightly.
That visit and police visits to the homes of 2 other Labour activists triggered by this man, Steve Turner. Not only was he their rival Tory election candidate, he is also the Police and Crime Commissioner for this area.
It's an excellent job, really enjoying it. It's everything I expect it to be and more.
A job that means he oversees the very officers investigating his opponents following his complaint. On Tuesday, he failed to get elected as a councillor, losing in a 3rd recount to the same Labour activists that were investigated. Steve Turner told Sky News he complained to the council about this Labour leaflet and that it was standard for the complaint to be passed to the police. Fraud officers told one of the activists that they were there because the leaflet had upset Steve and no action would be taken. But Mr Turner told us that he did not direct the police response. Cleveland police said that the inquiries were routine. His wife, also standing unsuccessfully in the same ward, defended his conduct.
My husband was a candidate in this race and he has every right, the same as any other member of the public, to report offences to the police.
You don't think that there is an evident conflict of interest involving the police, getting the council to involve the police in a race in which he is involved?
I do not know. If it was a conflict of interest, that would mean that I would never be able to report any crime that was happening to me as an individual.
On his Facebook page, he said that the police agreed that there was disinformation. How did he come to that judgment? Ms Turner?
No comment.
No comment.
What's striking is the scale of involvement from Cleveland police. 3 separate visits to 3 different Labour Party members. Even though the police are quite upfront with them, there was no offence committed. And then they phoned Tory Steve Turner with a readout of what went on. Could this have anything to do with the Tory candidate also having oversight of the people in the building behind me? Sky News has discovered a second political opponent of Steve Turner was investigated by police after Turner made a harassment complaint via the local 101 hotline. Police told the individual there was no case to answer. Some claim Turner's behaviour could amount to an abuse of power.
The perception is that he abused his power in this case. Nobody else would have got the level of attention that the police gave him and this allegation that he got. And that clearly demonstrates that he had the power to make it happen, whereas you and I would never have been able to do that.
This episode revealed by a quirk, a focus on Redcar as the final election result to declare, does sunlight shine often enough in all parts of our democracy? Sam Coates, Sky News, Redcar.